I was always a person who, I would go somewhere and I would see someone and I would come back to HR. I really used to get into HR space and tell them there's someone I've seen. We need to move them. We need to do this and this.
Wow.
So for me, identifying potentials, speaking into people what I think I see in them was so natural. Sometimes, of course, unsolicited. But then I realized that's all people need to be developed.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's Lifestyle Thursday. I'm very excited about my guest today. So Loise, karibu sana to this amazing Just Angie platform.
Thank you.
You're such an amazing woman, because I was remembering what triggered this for Lifestyle Thursday is I met you on International Women's Day in 2019.
Yes,
on the leadership forum.
Yes,
I think with Gladys Kashanja was hosting that day, and we were talking about all things women. I can't remember how many women we are, but there was something that just really attracted me to you and just really resonated in my spirit about you. So before I go into that, maybe just introduce yourself to the Just Angie viewers.
Oh wow, okay. So name is Loise Mboo, founder of Adira.
Yes.
I like to say Adira is a movement that seeks to create a community of strong leaders. But I'm also very passionate about people development, service excellence. So I'm many things. Yes.
And that was the premise, because I think we spoke about leadership that day.
Yes.
And I just thought you were such I know you may not, but I think you will agree. You're an expert on leadership. And it flows from the soul. You know, there are people who are experts on leadership maybe because of read knowledge. But I felt like for you it was very practical, and I was very attracted to that leadership conversation. So I wanted us to come and have a leadership lifestyle conversation. Okay. How do you make leadership a lifestyle? Why are you this amazing leader? How did it happen?
So when I was growing up, I was very involved in a lot of co-curricular activities, as well as both education-wise. So always on stage doing one thing or another. But the interest, and through high school, I was working in the supermarket. I was the guy you go and ask, where's the sugar, milk? I was literally that person. Actually, I used to arrange milk. That was the first department I worked in. So, you know, at that level, you're pretty much being told what to do. Your time is managed for you. We used to work 12-hour shifts at the time, 6 days a week.
I did.
But then over the years, as I moved from one department, moved up the corporate ladder. So for me, as I went up, I didn't have someone holding my hand. And then when I now started leading others, I began to realize that I had no one, so I was fumbling or trying to find a way around it. And then those that I was leading, I could see their parts, I could see potential, but they didn't have someone to tell them that they had potential or to nurture. And where I saw gaps, there was no one to fill those gaps. As a team leader, I would be involved in recruitment training. And I would see that even when you're moving one person from one level into a position of leadership, the capacity building that is done by most corporates is the technical kind. But most organizations do not build capacity for leadership. And I don't mean that one day training. I mean over a period of time, because you're getting into a new space. So for me, that kept itching. And I was always a person who, I would go somewhere and I would see someone and I would come back to HR. I really used to get into HR space and tell them there's someone I've seen. We need to move them. We need to do this and this.
Wow.
So for me, identifying potentials, speaking into people what I think I see in them was so natural. Sometimes, of course, unsolicited. But then I realized that's all people need to be developed.
And you know, that's amazing, because that's leadership.
Yeah.
It's getting yourself in spaces that you don't have a title for, you don't have a position for.
Absolutely.
Nobody gave you a job description about. You just do it. It just comes out naturally, and I can really see that happening. So I think this is important, because we need to show people in terms of leadership as a lifestyle in this year, 2020 and beyond. We really must be leaders, because nobody was, and you see there's the place where I don't know whether you experienced it. Is there a place where people would say that's none of your business, or
why
are you telling us this? So you faced opposition. But many people shut down. What kept you going?
Oh, I think, in fact, when you talk about opposition, all sorts of it. Opposition by virtue of first how I look. I think when people hear my voice, first they usually imagine something else. So there's been opposition in terms of who are you to tell us, you don't qualify to speak to us, what are you bringing to the table really, why is it any of your business? But you see, I used to live by this mantra, why walk when you can fly? And then nowadays I say progress, not perfection. As long as you're making baby steps. So leadership is not about, like you're rightly putting it, it's not about waiting to be given an opportunity. You know, I tell people, get into the room and create your own space. It's not about titles. When I used to do the milk, I didn't have a title. I was just the ordinary guy. But for example, when I decided to go back to school, I went to my supervisor and I made it clear. And I said, I know now we're working on shifts. I'll be coming at this particular shift. I have classes on this particular day. I must go to class. If you need me to work overtime, I'm willing to give you this other day. So I came and negotiated for myself with a plan, because I had to lead myself, even though someone else will lead me. But if I don't lead myself, then I can't show the other person how to lead me.
And you know, there are lots of people who are stuck in that. Stuck in, I can't. Or maybe they even leave their job. Instead of saying, look, this is the plan. You've worked out the plan. Because you see, even sometimes when we go to a supervisor and we say, I'm going to school, you want to end it there. No, I'm going to school, but this is the time I'm available. This is what I can do. This is what I can offer. Let's talk about it. So even right now, I feel like there are people who are stuck, and that has helped them. You're stuck, but you're not providing a solution.
And people come to, this is the thing about, let me use this word, managers. I tell people, generally, managers don't like to think. So if you want things to work for you, go to your team leader with a problem and a tentative solution.
Or even
if I go with options,
Go with options.
Don't just go and say, I need this, and then stop there, and then expect people to figure out how to get it done for you. Show leadership by what can you do yourself, what can you offer.
And it's amazing. The other day I had been called to speak somewhere on leadership at a graduation, and as I researched and just went in to see what was going on about leadership, one of the things that I found that has really intrigued me for that point was that organizations are not managed out of crisis. They are led out of crisis. So when you say that, you're not saying it in a derogatory manner. It's that management or managers cannot get an organization out of a problem. But leadership will. So it's training ourselves early how to be leaders.
Absolutely. And this is the thing. Very practical. So we're starting this new year. I'm sure everyone watching this has their own plans and aspirations. So let's give an example of someone works in the corporate sector. I always tell people, if you're 10 people in your department, the probability of your team leader thinking about you is 1 out of 10. Your 500 employees in your organization, probability of HR thinking about you is 1 out of 500. If you're not proactive about leading yourself, by the time people stop to think about you, you sit there, you sulk, you keep saying, these guys are not thinking about me, they're not thinking about my growth. You have to take yourself to the table. You have to take yourself to the room. And when you enter the room, you have to sit down. No one is going to offer you a seat. And when you're offered a seat, you have to be deliberate about which seat you also take. Because you can't take a back seat and then still expect to be seen and heard.
But lots of us, that's what we're doing. We're taking a back seat even in the marketplace. In life even, you know. I even find, I don't know how we got there, but women even. I hear people counsel women. I've heard in one story where people said, sometimes when you take a back seat in your marriage, you take a back seat in your family because you're waiting for somebody else to notice you. That is not going to happen. You have to come out, I don't know, almost saying shining, being there, being present, being well dressed, being well manicured, presenting yourself, because nobody's gonna pull you. Sometimes I don't know why that's a lot for women, for me, but it's like you want somebody to notice you.
Yeah.
You have to bring yourself out, and that's why I think that's powerful that you said, which seat have you occupied?
Yes.
Let's put if you want light on you, then
Yes.
do something that's going to cause us
Yeah.
to bring the light on
Yeah.
you, and then figure it out. We've come into a society of entitlement. You want somebody else to figure it out. Who is that somebody else?
And you know the most ironical thing, in fact, when you talk about women, this is the thing. When women are in chamas, they know how many times they'll get their chama money in a year. I can tell you even today, we're at the beginning of the year, I can tell you any woman who's in a chama, as of today, there's a high probability they figured out what they will do with their chama money when it comes. Yet, it's such a paradox that we're intentional, deliberate, and we plan about our chama money. Half of the time, we plan about even when we want to get pregnant. Let's be real. But when it comes to things like career and achieving our goals, we don't plan. That's the thing.
We want
don't
else
plan.
To come up with
we
a
want
plan.
someone else to come up with a plan for us, and we want someone else to do the work. So leadership is about being deliberate and intentional, but it's also about doing the work. Imagine you're a product in the shelf. You know, someone once told me, they were making a joke and they were telling me about, you know how we pray and we say, oh, God will bring this and will do this. And then she was telling me, but you see, if you're in the store there, no one is going to come looking for you in the store. You have to go and put yourself out in the shelf. The same way, when God dropped manna, he didn't pass it through the roofs and into people's plates.
They had to go out and
They still had to go out and do the collection, you know. So that's the thing, we have to put in the work. I have found, because I work a lot with women, I find that whereas we are ambitious, sometimes we're not willing to do the work, and sometimes we have a lot of excuses.
Yes.
So because of that, we are unable to lead self. And if you can't lead self, it's difficult to lead others. And leading self meaning the willingness to acknowledge where you are, the willingness to dream, and the willingness to go and do the work. You're not dreaming because, you know, dreaming does not mean that just because I dream, I think I can have it. You know, some people fear dreaming because they think, what if I dream and I can't have it? You're allowed to dream and you should dream. But also, after you've dreamt, go out and do the work. It's Richard Branson who said, if someone offers you a job, take it, then you'll figure out how to do. So even when I'm walking on the streets, Adira, for example, I didn't start Adira with a complete plan.
I want us to come and talk about Adira next, so let me bring it to a close.
Okay.
You're watching Lifestyle Thursday, having an awesome conversation with Loise, and next week we're going to engage about Adira Network. God bless. Bye-bye.